Good evening. This is Danny Merrill in Tucson, Arizona. My email address is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y, Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W, at gmail.com. My Skype ID is Danny, D-A-N-N-Y, Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W. My cell phone is 520-390-1393. What I want to speak to you about tonight is drunks, driver's license, and guns. That's probably a strange topic, but I just want to make it impressed upon you as a citizen of the United States of America and not a citizen of the monarchy of Barack Hussein Obama. And ladies and gentlemen, we as Americans have a right to carry a gun personally and have guns in our home. That is a Second Amendment constitutional right. The thing that I want to point out to you tonight is this. The monarch, Barack Hussein Obama, gathers a bunch of the families of the children that were murdered at the school and of the people that were murdered at the theater and were gunned down like rabbits. We're sorry, very, very sorry, that all of these people have lost their children or lost loved ones in both of these incidents, including the one in Arizona where the Gabby, who was shot in the head and survived by a miracle, that she's been on pleading for gun violence and so forth. Let me enunciate something that apparently people don't understand. There is no gun violence in America. There's criminal violence. And now let me illustrate what criminal violence is. They have a stolen gun and they kill someone. Or criminal violence is they knife somebody 29 times and then shoot them in the head, as the current girl on trial in Arizona did to her boyfriend. Or they poison somebody, or they beat somebody with a bat, or they kill somebody with an automobile. That's criminal violence. They call it, road rage or whatever they call it. Today, this date, the 31st of March, a man, 18 years old, drunk, on a Highway 77 in North Carolina, caused a 70-some pileup of automobiles, and 5 people were killed. Well, my question is this. Why is it that Moms Against Drunk Driving don't organize and put in a petition to change the law or make a law in the United States government through Congress that anyone convicted of driving drunk, not only do they lose their driver's license, but they lose their car, it is sold, and the profits from it, or the gain from the selling the car, the money would be given to Moms Against Drunk Driving, and the drunk driver can never, ever drive a car in America again. Well, you say, well, that's kind of cruel. Well, the people that want to take away our gun rights are saying they're doing that to save one life. Well, there's more people killed in automobiles by drunk drivers than there are by someone shooting people. Hello? More people are killed by drunk drivers than people that are shooting people or stabbing people or beating them with a baseball bat or a brick or whatever. Let's do the same thing. And that way the congressmen, the senators, the mayors, the governors, and other important, quote, people, if they get caught driving, they lose their right to drive or own a car for life. That would help save one life, wouldn't it? And that's what we need to do. I am completely sick and tired of these movie stars. Look at Lindsay Lohan. Let's take away her right to drive by her driver's license, and let's take away her right to own a car for the rest of her life. That'll certainly save people's lives, wouldn't it? Probably save at least one life, as these people on the left are claiming, well, we take away guns, then there'll be one life saved. No, there won't. Killing will never stop by one instrument or another. Cain and Abel in the Bible were both over 100 years of age, and Cain rose up and killed his brother. So killing a citizen can happen at any age. Any age. Everybody's in an uproar because these two black boys, one 17 and one 15, shot a 13-month-old baby in the face. Well, what would be the difference if they stabbed the baby in the face? The baby would still be dead. It has nothing to do with gun violence. The violence is in the heart of man. The violence is inside of man. All men, regardless of their ethnic background, their religious background, their nationality, the violence is in their heart. Rwanda, one black group killed 1 million other black people with machetes. Do you understand? Am I the only one that's got a practical brain in this country? Killing by guns is not gun violence. It's done by criminal violence. Criminals are doing this. People murder their wife, murder their husband, murder their children, murder their neighbors. And it's not only with guns. It's all kinds of instruments. Here, there's a pen. Here's a fountain pen. I can kill somebody with this fountain pen. I'm not going to tell you how, but it can be done. So now they're going to say, fountain pen violence, we have to eliminate all fountain pens in America. That's ridiculous, and not only ridiculous, but stupid. And that's what's going on about this gun debate. Guns never kill anybody. Knives never kill anybody. Automobiles never kill anybody. However, if a person who has violence in his heart or her heart picks up a gun, now that person can use the gun to kill somebody. If a person picks up a knife and has violence in their hearts concerning someone, they can kill them with a knife. If someone picks a fountain pen up and is going to use it to defend themselves or assault somebody, they can kill them with a fountain pen. They can kill them with their hands. There are a lot of criminal acts in America, the United States, the home of the free and the land of the brave, which is a lie. We're not free, and it's not the home of the brave. But you can strangle somebody to death very easily. Very easily. I know how to give a chokehold, and other people know how to give a chokehold, and it takes about 5 seconds to choke somebody to death. That's called murder. That's called killing. And it's without a gun. So now I guess we will amputate everybody in America that might potentially choke somebody to death. I tell you, my friends, drunks kill people on the highways by driving a vehicle drunk. And yet, nobody, not moms for drunk driving, not the monarch, Barack Hussein Obama, he hasn't gathered none of the families that have been killed by drunk drivers on a platform and saying, Well, we've got to eliminate driving automobiles. If you get drunk one time and drive a car and are caught and convicted, you're going to lose your driver's license and you're going to lose your automobile. You will never be able to drive again in the United States of America. Now, I'll tell you something. I wouldn't want to see that happen, and I wouldn't want to see guns taken away from the rights of American citizens to own them in their homes and to carry them on their person. Period. Because you will never, I repeat, you will never stop killing by laws. The prison systems in America are full of criminals that have committed crimes of murder. Some of them have life sentences in just about every state in the Union. But guess what? They're killing people in prisons with knives that are made in the prison, or even a rolled up piece of paper, toilet paper that's so hard that you can kill somebody with it. Well, now what are we going to do? We're going to borrow toilet tissue from all the prison systems in America? Or we're going to borrow any kind of a paper product in any prison in the system? Why do you think they've got men in prison shackled on their arms, behind their back, and on their legs? Because they are model citizens? No, my friend. They are criminals. It is criminals that misuse the guns and other weapons to kill people. We have millions of people that are members of the National Rifle Association. We have millions of people not members of the National Rifle Association, but they're gun owners, and they carry a gun on their person, or they have guns in their home. You don't hear about them running around killing anybody. I tell you, my friends, this country is absolutely, positively on the road to collapse and fall as a nation. Not only concerning guns, but concerning other avenues, such as same-sex marriage. Two men marrying, two women marrying. That should not be permitted in the United States of America. It should not be permitted that former heterosexual people who become a homosexual or a lesbian should be allowed to adopt their children from the previous marriage. What a wonderful image. These little children see two men living together and pretending to be in love, but they should change it to being in lust. Two women living together pretending to be in love, they should change it to being in lust. And these kids grow up and see no mother or no father in the situation that is equal to them. No father with two women living together, no mother with two men living together. And you think this country can survive with that? You better look at the history of Babylon. You better look at the history of Media Persia. You better look at the history of Greece. You better look at the history of Rome. And maybe, if you move out of the United States, someday you'll be able to look at the history of the United States, that the economic problem today contributed to the fall of the country. The problem with sex today committed to the fall of the country. The economy committed to the fall of the country. We cannot repay $17 trillion. Not in my lifetime, your lifetime, your children's lifetime, or your grandchildren's lifetime. And that doesn't include the illegal immigrants that come into this country illegally, and then you pat them on the hand. Can you imagine a society that released 2,000 immigrants that were in jail in 3 different states? They let them go because Barack Hussein Obama, the monarch, decided that he was not going to allow the Border Patrol and other agencies to continue because of the so-called Republicans not wanting to pay higher taxes to the rich people or whatever. He closed the White House, which cost $75,000 a year, yet he and his wife can go on 4 or 5 vacations within 1 year, and 1 or 2 of them separate, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, what he's done. This guy, Barack Hussein Obama, took 3,000 federal employees to India, allegedly for jobs for America. Well, I haven't seen one job as a result. Christmas 2 years ago, he and his wife and children flew to France to buy Christmas gifts. And for the last 4 years, now 5 years, most Americans haven't had a Christmas. They didn't have the money to buy gifts for their children. And most Americans in the last 5 years haven't got a job. 30 million, 40 million unemployment. So to add to this proposal by the monarch that take away the guns from citizens is a grave mistake. We're being threatened by North Korea, and other groups are threatening us. Now they're going to take our guns away, so should those different groups in the world want to invade us, that we don't have the guns in our hand to defend us, and we're going to depend on the military? Well, let me ask you something, dummy. If we are attacked by anyone such as Iran, such as North Korea, such as agents of Russia and Iran in Venezuela, and we're going to depend on the military, well, I got a question for you. If they attack us with nuclear weapons, how vital is the military going to be if they've been decimated by nuclear warfare? The only people left to fight is us, the citizens. And if they take our guns away, I guess we'll have to urinate on them. Thank you for listening.